Hello, everybody, and welcome to the ZombiesLvBacon podcast, episode 87. That's right, we've done 87 episodes. Well, this is the 87th episode. We've done 86. Well, no, wait. Yes. I'm going to let everyone in on a little secret. If you go back and have a look at the old episodes, we started at 0, but we also skipped 13 for no reason other than we just felt like skipping 13. So if you ever wondered why there's no episode 13, it's because we never made one. But fun fact, we're nearing 120 hours of ZLB podcast, which is it's almost like an entire week and then some. You just play it from start to finish, and I'm sure that there's some stories in there that we've told many times and gone back over many times, but I don't remember any of the episodes. A couple of fun facts though. Our most popular episode is still Aliens and Ghosts. The one where we talked about a lot of alien interactions and stuff like that, which a lot of it, there's more of that stuff's come out. We just haven't really talked about it. No one really seems to care because everyone's too busy losing their goddamn mind about Elon Musk removing a blue check mark on Twitter. It's a weird world we live in. Anyway, episode 87, let's go.
You'll definitely come across a lot of creeps.
Where have all these cancelable opinions?
You guys keep bringing at 60 feet.
No, it's a picture of my boobs.
That's it. That's the title of the podcast. They're rock hard.
That's great advice.
Welcome on in, Shelby.
Hi.
And Tame is here also.
Yeah, what's up?
I just realized with all the podcast episodes, right? Because we started the podcast like maybe a few months after we started dating, right? So,
March 21.
Yeah, so not that long, like 4 months after we started dating. So the majority of the podcast has occurred through the majority of our relationship. So we can track our whole relationship via the podcast.
I mean, if you listen to the start of the podcast, you're unemployed, first of all, and looking for a job.
Am I?
And then you get a job, then you hate the job, and then you quit.
I haven't quit yet. Wait.
You had another job, remember?
Oh yeah, I did. I had that weird, that weird charity job that I was in for a week, right?
Yeah,
you were working for free, or was it like a charity place?
No, it was okay.
Scam people.
Yeah, like a scammer, but legal. So you know, like those people who mug you for money at the supermarket to get
the people I fucking hate. Let me go on the record at saying I fucking hate those people, and I will go to other supermarkets if there's fucking charity people out the front. Anyway, I'm raising money for charity soon.
I quickly just get my phone out. It's like, I'm just on the phone.
I was that, but on the phone. So if you ever and it was commonly like old people that we would deal with, because it was people who would interact with like Facebook quizzes and stuff that we would get their details and like scrape their data and then give them phone calls.
You mean phishing scams?
Yeah, pretty much. So
it is though. That's the definition.
So I was working for this charity company. It's like an outsourcer called Cornucopia, and I'm just outing the employer because I don't like them. It's fine. They also coincidentally hire charity muggers for the streets. So they do both sides of this terrible coin. And effectively, I started working with them because it was a remote job, casual, getting paid a lot of money. But I went through like several days of training, and it was pretty intense. And then they put me on the phones, and I had a phone call with a woman who had just been affected by the floods in Queensland, was having a really bad time, and they told me off because I didn't pressure her enough to give us some money. So yeah, they were really quite mean to me about things like that. And I cried like over the weekend, and I quit on Monday.
Yeah. So backtrack, a couple things we need to bring up. Obviously, charity muggers, fuck those guys. Tends to be internationals and backpackers, and they usually say things like, "Hey man, how you going? Hey, how's your day going?"
They
try to
pick on
engage
me because I dress eclectically. They're like, "Oh my god, I love your sunflower overalls. They make me so happy."
So
I'm like, just because I'm wearing sunflowers doesn't mean I'm a nice person. Fuck off.
I had someone, because they were always at the front of our supermarket, and I fucking hate it. I want to complain to management. I want to Karen on this, right?
They block the whole way to the one road to Coles.
I'm just an arsehole now. They go like, "Hey man, how you going?" I go, "No." and I just keep walking.
You pretty much have to do that.
See,
Yeah.
just,
Well, they
you
just
give
don't
them, you give
stop.
them anything, they just fucking keep
I've been
talking.
roped into these things a lot, and like I used to be too polite, but I've gotten better at saying no and just shaking my head or leaving my earphones in and hoping I don't
The
hear them at
fucking
all.
worst was when they were like, "Hey man, how you doing? What's going on?" And I was just from the dentist, and my entire mouth was numb, and I couldn't say anything. So I'm like, just wave on my. So fuck off! Don't talk to me! Don't look at me! Leave me alone!
Yeah, no, they're pretty ruthless. I've had one who's like, "Oh, here you can use my phone and call my bank. I have to call your bank."
So,
Wow.
It's like, "No, I'm right."
So, fun fact: this is where we flip it. All right, this is where I flip it all around. The exact same spot in which we get charity mugged going to our supermarket. Early on, we had this great idea at my workplace to go and hire a space for doing advertising there. And the whole thing was that we'll just go there, we'll give balloons. We had like soccer balls and basketballs and footballs, and we gave them $20 gift vouchers to come to our store, right? I couldn't hand them out because every time I look at someone, I'd be like, "Hey man, you want to?" And they'd be like, "No, wave me away." Like, I'm literally giving away free money
All
here,
the
dude.
Yeah, all the locals who shop at our shopping centre just know, don't talk to anybody on the way to Coles. Sometimes I duck into the bookshop that's off the side, and then I exit the bookshop as like rapidly on the side that's furthest away from them and just run.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I just need to be left alone. I'm pretty sure I'm annoying the bookshop people at this point. But
I think the
they-
most joy I had was when I walked past the other day and it was this old guy there was obviously like he was talking about the football and stuff like that. He's just telling him his life story, and this kid, it's like I went into the supermarket for like 45 minutes, came out, they're still talking. Like, this guy's not making any money
Oh, people
today.
kind of love it though. It's like they want to talk. Some of them.
Yeah, they love the interaction.
They do, but for me, it's they keep picking on me because a lot of the times I'm wearing like bright pink tights, or like I said, the sunflower overalls, or like a rainbow jacket. Like I've been dressing very colorful lately, and they're using it as a weapon against me.
Yeah.
And I sometimes I even have like a handbag that's shaped like a duck, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, I love your handbag! Come talk to me about cancer." It's like, go away.
What I don't understand, right? Because like, and this might be like an area thing or whatever, but like we go to Coles. Coles is our local, and they're always out the front, and they're always just fucking annoying. I barely know what charity they're doing, what cause, or anything like that. Like
They change it, like, every week.
they make no effort to like try and advertise that you can give money to charity here. It literally sounds like this person's going to talk to you, and they're not going to stop talking to you till you give them money to go away, and it's the fucking worst. Flip side, where I used to live, a little bit further out of the city, we used to have a Woolworths, and every single day there was this old Italian bloke who used to have a barbecue, and all the money went to charity, and you just every day on the way like to and from work, you could just get a sausage and bread or whatever for $5 or something, and it would just go straight to charity. And like he barely spoke a word to you, but you just had a big sign. It said, "This goes to this fucking charity. Do you want a sausage? $5." I'm like,
Yeah.
that's it. I'm fine. I don't even want to talk to him. I just want offer me food or something. I'll do it.
Because these charities, they do it through a third party. Like I said, the company I worked for, that company gets massive amounts of money from
And that's
charities.
fucked. Yeah.
That is fucked. So if you ever want to donate to anyone, don't ever donate at the shops. Don't donate on the phone. Don't donate at the door knockers. Go straight to the website and donate directly to the charity.
Yeah, and you can very easily look it up. A lot of people have done a lot of work on this stuff, and I remember we went through a phase, particularly with Team OCE. We get a lot of people like contact us, and they'll be like, "Yo, okay, we want to tie in with streamers, we want to raise money and stuff like that." And sometimes it's like guys like let me go straight up. Game on Cancer, fantastic crew. WWF, fantastic. Starlight Foundation
in a week.
Starlight Foundation's another one. Are You OK Day and Make a Wish are probably the big five that like are integrated into the streaming community. They're very. I mentioned them.
Oh yeah, sorry.
And it's all very transparent. They're very good. But we've had other ones where we look at it and it's like for every dollar spent, like 5 cents makes it to the charity because it gets eaten up in what they call. So it's like all profits go to charity, but the costs are their salary, the marketing, and that sort of stuff. And so the profit's only 5%. And I'm like, well, what's the fucking point? We can donate directly, like you said, and that's the best way to make money. I can't remember. There was one that was like, what's the one that like the celebrities do? It was like Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt and stuff like that. They do. It's like sponsor.
I don't know why, but the word that came to mind was Scientology, but that's a religion.
That's a different kind of rip-off cult.
Yeah. Do you mean World Vision?
World Vision, that's the one. They're fucked. Don't do anything with World Vision.
Yeah, never.
Sorry, but yes, they are.
That's true. And like, yeah. So it's one thing you have to kind of be ready for is in life. If you ever want to donate to charities, be careful.
Yeah.
It takes us a couple seconds to look up a charity and to see if it's legit, because honestly there's also a lot out there like Autism Speaks, which is actually a hate group masquerading as a charity. There's some charities out there that are very anti-trans people for some reason.
Yeah.
Don't give those people your money. They don't. Yeah.
We
They
had
don't
one.
deserve it.
We had one. I won't mention the name of them, but they basically were like, "We give water to Africa." And that was their whole spiel, and I'm like, "Dude, you gotta have to give us more details and stuff like that." And also, why are you hitting up a heap of Australian streamers about water to Africa? Honestly, like, is there any kind of relevance? Like, we've got our own problems going on here that we should be donating to. Can you give us anything else? No, nothing. They had nothing. And when I dug deeper, I could not find any evidence that they were a legit company. They just had bullshit at the front, basically. So we do a lot. We do a lot of work with local people, and when I say local, I check to make sure that they A, have people in Australia, B, have an office in Australia, and C, that the money's going into causes and things that are affected in Australia. Australia is in the grand scheme of things, we're not huge. There's not actually that many people compared to like America.
Oh,
for
very little.
example.
I saw a map recently that had like a bubble of the population on each like landmass. We're very tiny considering how big we are.
Yeah. Also see in chat, they mentions World Greatest Shaves, also an amazing charity. It's been around forever. Like I remember that as a kid. In
Canteen
Movember.
as well.
Good, yeah. So there's a heap.
Yeah.
There's a heap. And the problem that we run into, and it's actually a true story. I was at PAX, I think it was 2018, and we were at it was like an Australia streamers thing, and there was a heap of partnered streamers and people there. And they also had WWF was there, this girl from there. And she was like, how do we get more people to get involved with like raising money for charity? And I remember Panda TV was there, and he just said straight up, there's too many of us. Like, there's too many of us. We can't run a charity event every single week. It's just not feasible. Like, if you guys, instead of doing 4 or 5 campaigns a year, did 1 a year, then we can do it. But it's true. There's a competitive side to it all as well. And I think that's where, like with Team OC, we kind of pick 3 to 4 and then go, okay, well, we'll focus on this. And it all comes with does it relate to our community? Does it give back to not only the charity, but does it give back to the community? Like Starlight Foundation and Game Changers and stuff like that. They do a lot of work with like EB Games and then help promote you. And you do good, they'll promote you. Money goes to charity. Everybody wins. Where there's a couple other ones where you're going to go, we're going to do a lot of work and this money's just going to vanish and then that's it. And you're going to come back in 2 weeks and ask for more. And it's not really, we're not really doing anything more for it. And then you got people like Game on Cancer that spend a lot of time educating people on what they're spending the money on and what actual advances they're making in cancer research and stuff like that. It's fascinating stuff. Like, it's good to see that, hey, you donated, like, okay, for example, I raised some money and I let off a glitter bomb in the house and I'm still paying for it a year later, okay?
I
But
find glitter in random places.
but
Yeah.
we saw that money goes directly fund cancer research, and people are doing better because of it. So a little bit of glitter and a little bit of pain on our end, raise some money, and it's for a good thing.
I think just before we finish off charity talk, want to suggest actually is Oz Harvest. So there's a lot of issues at the moment with the cost of living and people not being able to buy food and stuff. Oz Harvest are actually fantastic for providing food to people. It actually personally helped me when I was living in Sydney by myself and I lost my job and I couldn't buy food. They have a store that was actually set up for people to go and fill up a bag for free. And they would actually just provide food to the community, and it was really great. And they asked, if you have money and you want to donate while you're here, put whatever you can, and we'll pass it on to the next people. So companies were also donating lots of stock, and I came home with so much pasta sauce and so many bags of pasta because that's obviously shelf-stable food that everyone has tons of. But I had nothing, and they really helped me. So Oz Harvest are fantastic and local and do amazing work. So I suggest them.
Yeah, we do. I know that. Like through my workplace, because obviously I work at Mitre 10, and I've worked different areas of Mitre 10 over the years. But one of the things that we always run into is like, you get stuff that's just worthless, basically. Like, you can't sell it, but it's worth something to someone, right? And we used to always if you worked at like a Bunnings, like a corporate or whatever, they slap it on a pallet, they send it to an auction house, someone buys it for $50 and they slap it on eBay. That's how the shit dissolves off into the universe, right? We gave all our shit to charity. We gave it to like community gardens. And the coolest thing that I ever discovered working there was the men's shed, which if people don't know what that is, it's basically
Men's Shed, so good.
it's like a community funded workshop. So, and it's where people that don't necessarily have their own shed, or with grown-ass men who maybe don't get out and get enough socializing with other men, can go work on tools and stuff like that. And we donated. I remember ringing them up and like, I put some paint and some power tools and stuff like that. They're like, "Oh, what do you got? Like a couple cans of this. We really need some of this." I'm like, "I've got 16 pallets." It's like, "Oh, okay." But yeah, we need to get rid of it. Like, you guys can have it. Blah blah blah. And I remember we went and unloaded it. I ended up spending the whole day there. Unloaded it with all these old guys, and they showed me what they do. And with all these scrap wood and paint and screws and stuff, they just make toys. They make toys that they give away. It goes to like school fetes and stuff like that, and
kids
raises
to
money.
hospitals as well.
Yeah,
They give them to. Yeah.
and it wasn't like, hey, look at this, I made a puzzle. Like you're making wood shop. It's in school or anything like that. It was like full on like I remember one was like a T-Rex. It was fully opposable T-Rex, completely made out of timber. I'm like, that's so
sick. I want
cool.
one.
Same.
So cool. But yeah, it was good to have that ability to like give back and do stuff like that. And I think that's kind of the point. I rather people that have the ability to give back within their means and do good stuff should do good stuff. You shouldn't get mugged on the way to the supermarket. That's pretty much the moral of it. And the other side of what you mentioned, and I thought that I should maybe put this out there for people that haven't cottoned onto this yet. But if you see a survey on Facebook and it's like, "What's your porn star name?" That's when they ask, what's your last name? What's your address? What's your mother's maiden name? What's your pet's name?
A lot of them were.
They're collecting data to steal your identities.
Yes, this is true. So some of the charity ones will actually say that they're from the charity, be like, "What Australian animal are you?" And then they would actually give us that information and be like, "Sorry, you are a kookaburra on this quiz. Tell me about yourself." All right,
Yeah.
give you all your money is the way it would go. It's definitely look
They're
at
scams.
Donate to charity, but don't donate to people doing that stuff because it's garbage.
Don't click anything on Facebook. It's like I saw a TikTok the other day, and this woman who was in a phone store was complaining. Well, not complaining, was telling a story about how this guy came in and wanted to know where his free iPhone was that he got from filling out a survey on Facebook. It's like,
Oh no.
it was like clip art plus, and she's like, "This is not us." He's like, "But it's got your name on it." It's like, anyone could put our name on anything, man. It doesn't mean it's from us.
Yep, that's awkward.
Damn.
It's bloody awkward. Anyway, that's a great segue into what everyone's losing their goddamn mind over this week. Being verified on Twitter and whether or not you're real or not anymore. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's
also
been saying
funny,
hate for that.
Yeah, some people are actually having like check marks forced upon them by Elon Musk as well, and fighting with him, and like
The best one I saw today. The best one I saw today. Charlie Sheen got one.
Oh no.
And the internet's losing their mind. They're like, "Why him?" He's just bringing back #winning. He's got that tiger blood, yo.
You gotta love that tiger
Stephen
blood.
King, the author, was just like, "I don't want this. I don't want it. I'm not paying for it. I don't
This-
want it at all." And then Elon's like, "Don't worry, bro. I got you. Put one on him."
There's
What the fuck?
there's fair income celebrities just deleting their Twitter. They're just like, "Yo, it's not worth it being here anymore." It's
Yeah,
awful.
because they don't get any sort of spam protection anymore.
It's not even about It's not even necessarily the spam protection. It's just that you don't know who you're talking to anymore. Anyone can be called anything. Simple as that. And the companies, like if you're Coca-Cola or whatever, you got to spend thousands of dollars to get that yellow check mark, which is fine for Coca-Cola.
$1,500 a month, and it's
That's
not
the
even
base.
guaranteed you will actually get it. So you have to pay
that's the-
$1,500 to apply base. It could be more depending on the size of your company.
Correct. It's
And
more
you
for
could
bigger
also be
companies.
denied, and they'll still take that money.
So if you're a small indie game, and let's say you want to call yourself Monster Hunter Plus or whatever, it's like, fuck, I need to make sure that I don't get confused with all these other monster hunting games. Like, you need to spend a minimum of the $1,500, and it's not enough just to spend the $8 and get the blue check mark, because everyone can do that.
Mhm.
And so it's interesting. I shelved out $8 to see what's going on, and honestly, the check mark bit of it is like the worst bit of it. Like, it's got cool
A label.
editing and all that sort of stuff's much better. And I brought, before Elon brought Twitter, I brought Twitter Premium once before, And I got out of it when they started saying, "Hey, let's do all this NFT integration." I'm like, I'm out. Fuck NFTs.
Yeah.
This is so dumb. But now it's like it's got all these little neat, nifty sort of features to it, including you can tweet longer than the standard size tweet, and it actually comes up with the like it won't tell you to stop doing it. It'll just cut it
I
off
hate
and
that.
say click more or whatever. But the problem is, like, people are buying it for the blue check mark, and then it's turning into this whole NFT bro thing, and now it's kind of not worth it because I like the features, I don't like the blue tick mark.
So it kind of reminds me of people have been recently saying that, like, if you're on Tinder and a guy comes up that it says that he's like into NFTs or cryptos, it's a red flag. If a guy has Twitter verification, it's a red flag.
Yeah.
It's got the list now. Sorry, because it just means that usually I find that people who engage in this sort of thing and these sort of communities become quite insufferable crypto bro kind of attitude.
Yeah. The only thing is that people are like, oh my god, they've ruined the perfect society that we used to have. But it never was perfect. Like, there was people that I knew that all they needed to do was know someone at Twitter, and Twitter would just give them a blue check mark.
Yeah.
That's how it worked. It wasn't like it was a science that you had to be.
I'm not gonna judge any of my friends though if they get it, if it's by the time that they start making people who don't get verified like nerfed by the algorithm, because people gotta make a living, especially like artists gotta promote themselves and stuff. But
I'm not even
still,
convinced
it's
that
bad.
I don't notice any more or less interactions.
Not yet. I think it's still coming.
No, it's there. It tells you that when you sign up.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't notice it. Honestly, though, I think what they're promising, it might be one thing, but I think that Elon is in there fucking around every day. That there's just no consistency. Like, there's no margin to like measure if it's working.
So, speaking of Twitter fuckery, okay, so I learned something. Apparently, people's block lists are really hard for Twitter to actually load because of the way that they're storing blocking data. So anytime that your Twitter is actually loading all the tweets and all the activity on your screen, it's manually checking the names from that capture of information against your block list, which is a really ineffective way to handle a block list. Like, it's really bad and it makes your like load times really slow, and it causes a lot of server load. So people have block lists that are so long that it's causing issues at Twitter because it's causing problems with the servers because they wrote it really badly. Now, people are saying that they're going to increase their block list and just mess with it. But some people also have a theory now, this is why sometimes that when you block somebody, you still see their stuff because and people get unfollowed by accident and things like that because Twitter is broken on the back end.
Yeah, it's
Very
because they've
broken.
been fucking around.
Yeah,
But
they've been fucking around.
The thing that pisses me off about this whole thing is like, yes, it's a fucking cesspool, but yes, but it's also a necessary evil. If Twitter disappears tomorrow, we don't have an alternative. There isn't one. Hive died when people just went and had a look at it for a day.
Hive died, especially after they had a really poorly timed. They had to go down for.
And then there's
like 2 weeks.
Mastodon, which gives me NFT vibes anyway, because
it's so confusing.
everyone who's on Mastodon is telling you about how great Mastodon is, and when you go there, it's like, this is the most confusing bullshit I've ever seen. Why is this so unnecessarily complicated? Have they ever heard of usability or accessibility? It's like,
Let's just get some homing
No,
pigeons, like messenger
there's
pigeons
all
and
these
get out
people
of
that
our
are like, yo man, let's burn down Twitter. I'm like, you guys are gonna be sorry when Twitter's gone. It's like one thing to be like, yo man, fight the man, but also like if you're using it every day. Like, I know people that'll be like, yo man, I'm never using Twitter ever again. Then the next day they're like, yo man, check out this picture of this cat I took. Like, you're using Twitter, dude. It's like you know, I don't like calling people out. It's like those people that be like, put up a YouTube video saying, I quit content creation. I'm like, you're literally doing it right now. This is content. You made content.
Making content about you quitting.
Stop it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they're like, a month later, they put up another video, go, how quitting content creation changed my life. It's like, you're still doing it. Stop. Stop making content. God damn
And a
it.
week later, I'm back from my break or back to content creating. Yeah, it's awkward.
Yeah, it's awkward. It's so awkward because they are still making. And like, I'm not even actively like, I'm like, oh, you're not making content anymore. Cool, I'll just unfollow you because you're done. I'll give you your privacy. No, you still see their shit pop up.
700 people.
Wow.
Well,
How many?
Me?
700 because I went through manually. By the way, I didn't use any tool. I went through like really old accounts I hadn't tweeted for like 2 years, so I was still following people who like switched gears. They weren't doing anything I was interested in anymore. Lots of lots of follows. And I didn't even get through the whole list because obviously there's been people breaking down the Twitter algorithm because the code was released, and then people going, okay, so it is confirmed that if you're following more people than people are following you, your tweets get
You
marked
get
down.
ratioed, baby.
You get ratioed. so I was like, okay, my ratio was not that different, but I was like, all right, I'm just gonna take them over to clean up everything anyway, because I needed to for a long time. So now it's like halved.
Yeah, I think the whole Twitter thing, like the grand scheme of thing, is that obviously the data came out, so people were like, "Oh, this is how we do. You know, the algorithm. This is how we work with the algorithm." So I've been reading up on a lot of this stuff for a lot of reasons, mainly because I'm talking to a lot of content creators and we're working on a lot of stuff with like Team OC and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'd like to be in the know of what the right thing is, but also let me explain to you, very simple words. This is how content creation and like the algorithms work. They work in such a way that they want you to stay on their platform and don't go anywhere else, which means,
Oh yeah, you're being
which
held
means
hostage by the algorithm.
if you tried to please the algorithm for every platform that you're on, you're dead. It's impossible. You can't do it. And like, to give you an example, Instagram wants you to post daily and do 3 stories daily. Every day. 3 stories, 1 post every single day. TikTok wants you to post every day, and they want you to interact with every comment, and they want you to use 3 hashtags, no more. Instagram's doing away with hashtags. They don't need it anymore either. They're just doing it with interactions for the algorithm. YouTube wants you to upload every day as well and interact with all your comments.
It's not sustainable.
You can't do it. You can't do it.
It's
And
not
this
at
is
all.
the thing, right? So then if you go back to, I'm going to say like the golden age, right? Like when Instagram started, Facebook was still hot, you know, Twitter was popping off, everything else. You'd get followers and stuff just organically all the time. Like you can work your absolute ass off now and you'll maybe get a couple of followers a week, if that, at max, unless you go viral. But then at the same time, people have done all the tests and said that like you don't need to have a lot of followers to have a viral video. It's not based on that.
And virality is very scarce these days, honestly, because like you might go viral, but you're only viral for a day before the next thing goes viral.
The point is, don't try to please the algorithm. You're going to hate yourself by the end of it. Just do you. Just you. This is you doing it because you could work your ass off, get this amazing Twitter following, and then Elon Musk can flip it on its head a week later, and there's nothing you can do about it because it's their platform, not yours.
Yeah.
If you are serious about building a platform, you'll build a website. That's it. That's the truth. That's the facts. That's how it works. And good luck trying to get people to go to your website. Like go into www. No one types www anymore. No one. Who does that? Has anyone? When was the last time you typed www in anything? You just Google it, or you go to click a link, or you see it in your fucking scene or whatever. Like, yeah, it's like okay, I've got a website, ZLBhq.com. It's been there forever, and it's had many iterations. But it's like the amount of people. But at the same time, like if you just look up ZombiesLvBacon, all my shit's in Google because I've made sure that it comes up when you Google it, and that's it. And like I'm there at the top, you know. And it's the same thing. Like I was working on artwork stuff for Team OC today, and I had to find a shell bunny. So I just Googled it because Shelby, you have horrible graphics to find on the fucking internet when you're trying to find a picture of you. But I found a bunny made out of shells, and I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah,
That's cool.
It was up the top too. It was you, and then there was a bunny made out of shells.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
That's,
What?
yeah, well, at least like I'm saying, I like that I at least have a name that doesn't have any numbers or anything, so that's a benefit.
I don't know, but my point is that like you're building a brand is not about building a brand, and like it's not like go to TikTok, make yourself on TikTok, get as many likes on TikTok, get as many followers on TikTok. If you're doing that, then you are relying on TikTok. If you go and you make it so that if they Google you, you find everything that's important about you in Google, and you have a website that is SEO friendly and all that sort of stuff, then you have built yourself a brand that can't be removed by one idiot changing an algorithm platform.
Yeah.
That's my point. And a lot of people just don't see it.
Made my website, pixelnook.net. Not that I'm self-promoting, just so I can start having like a centralized place for me to post my content, like my article content.
And you have control over that. No one can take that away from you.
I do have control over it, but fighting with search engine optimization often does feel like the same as fighting the algorithm. So there is that. But every time that somebody is Googling Shazam Skittles, my website comes up, baby. That's where all my searches come from.
So I'm in a great position at the moment. If you one of my best video on my YouTube channel was the Zelda video, and I put in some fucking hours at the start of this year. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna replicate that video, and I gotta make more videos based on Zelda. And basically, it's doing the chronological storyline from each of the main 3D games is what I was working on, right? And that's based on the fact that the first video I did, which was a very lazy and shit job when I go back and watch it again, has 500,000 views. And I'm like, okay, we're going to do this, but better. And if I do it better, surely it's going to get more views. And it was whatever, okay? However, we're 3 weeks away from the next Zelda game. Boom, baby, they're going up. Those numbers are flying because everyone's looking for it. And guess what? When you search Zelda chronological timeline in Google, my video comes up number 1. So anyone who searches it, they're watching my video. And I'm getting 500-600 views a day on the videos that for fucking
Very
and
nice.
also I left the old one up, even though it's shit, still gets more views than all the other ones combined because the SEO has it up higher. So I've put like on that video, I've linked everything to go to the better version of the video. But they still just, it's just people watching it. But yeah, it's going really well. But the surprising thing is, they're not my best performing videos at the moment. My best performing videos are the reviews I did on the headsets leading up to Christmas.
Oh.
They're getting like 100 views a day, and they're 6 months old now. I'm like, what? It is because Google has indexed them higher because people are searching. They're sitting in the EB Games going, what is this headset? Review, and then up comes my video. But now I'm getting like tech support questions now because they're like, hey man, I figured out I've got this mode button. Do you know what it does? I'm like, fuck man, I don't even know. I gave away the headsets in the end, so I don't even have them here to check anymore. So I'm Googling on their behalf and answering their questions on YouTube. But I'm like, but yeah, it's cool. But at the end of the day, it's got nothing to do with like subscribers or likes or followers or nothing like that. It's just purely that I made a piece of content that there's a demand for on the internet, and the internet's going, yes, okay, well here it is, and away they go, and it's good. But it comes back. I don't know. We had this discussion, I think last week was it, when we were talking about how so many people copy like Mr. Beast and try to do Mr. Beast videos or whatever, and it's like it's not worth doing because you're never gonna beat Mr. Beast. You can maybe be able to ride his coattails for a little bit, but that's it. Or the guy who had laser beam, except it was spelt correctly versus the incorrect, more popular version, making money off that. So yeah, it's interesting. It's just all interesting stuff. That's fascinating, really. I'm seeing the more work I put in, I'm not necessarily getting more followers and more numbers in that sense, but I am getting more interactions and more views. But I don't know. It's just fighting the algorithm is not worth it, basically.
It's
What
hard.
it comes down to.
Just do your own thing. You do you.
Yeah,
You do
just
you,
do
boo.
you.
You just
Yeah.
do.
Do you,
You
boo?
do you. You don't have to get super famous to be a successful content creator. You got to do you and make content that makes you happy and makes even like 5 people happy. Then you do it
Yeah.
well.
And look, and that's probably the key. And I think a lot of people don't realize that, they push themselves super hard and they might get to like partner or something like that. And pushing yourself and racing to the numbers to get partner may not be as rewarding as having a, 15 group of 15 friends that you play games with every night. There's peaks and valleys to all this stuff. So you do you, and then you'll be happier for doing you, basically. But yeah, it's interesting. I know that like we've got DreamHack coming up next weekend. We'll be finished this time next weekend, and we'll be very tired, I imagine. But like I was looking at like the panels that I'm on. I'm hosting a panel, which is the Team OCE panel. Totally cool. I am absolutely up for that. No worries at all. I'm on a panel for the student day. That thing is stressing me out.
Because you got to teach a bunch of kids on how to be a content creator.
How to start in content creation is the name of it. And I've seen like I found out Opti's on the panel with me, which is great because I really get along with Opti, and he's just a genuinely fantastic streamer who does Sims content every day. If you want to talk about consistency, Opti is fucking consistent.
He's a machine. I want whatever he's drinking.
So I'm happy. I'm a little bit relieved that I'm on a panel with at least one person that we know and can get along with and stuff like that. But I don't know what to tell kids. It's like if you do it the same way I did it, you're not going to be you're not going to be smashing any records tomorrow. And maybe it's just like I don't know. Okay, so there was this thing that I saw on Reddit today, and it was fantastic. That it was an Ask Reddit, and I'll get your answer before I tell you what the answer was. There was one prominent answer. The question was, what hobby is an immediate red flag?
Fishing.
Wow.
Just because
That was really quick.
Hey, no, I'm just thinking of all the going joke is that blokes on Tinder who are holding fishes in their pictures are red flags, and it's true.
I
Yeah,
like fishing. Is that a
but
red
you weren't-
flag?
But no, I've never ever seen a picture of you holding a fish, so you're fine.
I tell you now, when you go back to my parents' place, there's a huge picture of me holding a
Okay,
fish
but,
right
like,
above the family TV.
Did we meet on something like Tinder? No, we didn't. So
I've never
saw
had
you
to
holding a
use-
fish on a dating
I've never had to use
You've
a
never
Tinder.
had to use a dating app. That's right. You're lucky. I've used them many times.
I remember a very, very long time ago when Tinder first came out and it was marketed as a social network. I downloaded it. I'm like, this is not for social. This is a dating thing. This is no good to me. And that was it. And then it turned into, that was it.
Yeah. Tinder, I spent a lot of time on what was that one called?
So your
Okay,
red flags
Cupid?
fishing. Out of everything, fishing.
Fishing and League of Legends players.
I'm a fishing League of Legends player. Oh shit. Yeah.
See ya.
What about for you, Tame? What's a red flag? What's an immediate red flag for a
Bowling.
hobby?
I'm bowling.
Bowling. Bowling?
Why bowling?
Those shoes, man.
Oh, the shoes. That's
I
pretty
know
good.
bowling people. They're nice people. you know, true story. I used to play indoor cricket. I used to captain an indoor cricket team. I'm sure we talked about it. Worst cricket team of all time, right? We never won a game. I was short for players one day, and I asked this guy that I was working with, I'm like, "Dude, man, can you play cricket?" He's like, "Yeah, but I'm short a guy for bowling, so can you bowl?" And I'm like, "Yes, so." And I'm literally next door to each other. There's two venues. Anyway, so I professionally bowled for one night, and it was the weirdest experience because everyone was so fucking hype, man, positive. It's like you'd hit a pin, you'd have to high five everyone, went, "Woo, yeah!" It's like,
Yeah, one plan. Woo!
and if anyone's ever been bowling with me, it's not about technique. It's all speed, baby. Full speed,
Yeah.
straight down the middle. You want to make those pins feel pain. And yeah, I did terrible because
I
I got
thought
like 70 and they got like 270.
Yeah. I thought
Anyway.
about a new red flag.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So this is actually one rule that I had to break for you. Because I had this rule where I don't date anyone with the name starting with A.
Huh. I starts with Z,
because-
zombies. Sorry.
Well, I'm not gonna out your name. I'm not gonna dox you. But before you, and this gets worse. So before you, I dated an Anthony, an Alex, some other shit that I can't remember. Another Alex. Yeah. So a bunch of guys with names starting with A, and also Matts. Anyone with the name Matt, they're out.
I can
Anyway,
understand that.
I
Yeah.
dated two Matts.
Name a good
so
Matt.
A's and Matts, right? But here's the problem. Because in GTA roleplay, which is how we met, you kept making characters with names that start with A. You had a character named Anthony and a character named Alex, which is very infuriating for me to be like, having a character who was meant to be in love with your character, be like, yeah, I love
What
you,
else do we have? We had
Anthony."
Aiden, Alex,
Aiden,
Anthony,
Aiden,
Andrew. Do
Andrew,
you know why?
That's all-
Do you know why?
because your name starts with A. You like
No.
alliteration.
No.
Why?
Do you know why? Why would I call my GTA characters with an A? Why?
Because you wanted to be at the top of the list.
Fucking oath, I wanted to be at the top of the list.
Fucking weirdo.
This is why when you go into Discords and shit, like there's little cheeky little shits, these little Me Too shits who put dots and exclamation marks or stars in front of their names. They just want to be at the top. Right? You
wanted
think
to
of
be at
it.
the top of the
True that.
streaming list. I
Name
get it.
yourself a fucking A. Commit to the bit. That's it.
Yeah. So it's
That's
very
it.
irritating that you kept naming your characters after my ex-boyfriends, and then I had
Stop
then I
dating
had-
A's. What do you want?
Well, I am now. Okay. So here's the thing: if we break up and it's like really bad, then you go on the list, and then I never date anyone starting with A again. So
Do I go at the top of the list at least?
let me look. Actually, you would, because your second letter is the most top of the alphabet
Oh
to the
my
rest of the
god.
X's. Anyway, just I wish you had a different name, but here we are, I guess.
Okay, all right. Well, we need to take a short break. When I come back, we'll go to Reddit's idea of what a red flag is, and it's not people that start with the letter A. All right, so the red flag, which is personally a red flag for me that I would have brought up anyway. The number one thing that Reddit came up with and then instantly unified over hating them. Those people who post pranks on social media.
Oh my god, I hate them so much. We've talked about them so much. My greatest fear in life is for somebody to record me in a prank or one of those sympathy porn videos and post it on TikTok, because they would probably record me and be like, look at this chubby bitch in her sunflower overalls. We've got to give her some flowers and cheer her up. And then they're going to post it to TikTok for fucking sympathy likes for their own accounts. And then I'm going to be really embarrassed. Or they're going to prank me.
This was posted 12 hours ago, has over 5,000 comments, but
What
straight
is it?
away, 17,000 people agreed. People that prank on social media are the worst fucking humans in the world. So, and yeah, it goes on. Like, people go on to expand on that, but I 100% agree that anyone who does that prank shit, like, oh, yeah, it's just a prank, bro. Like the ones where you sort of see this dickhead who like will throw a bucket on someone's head, and he runs around the corner and like takes his jumper off, and then he's like, oh, I don't know where he went. I'm like, fuck off, you dickhead! You're just being an absolute pain in the ass. It's not even clever or funny or nothing. Hate them, and I've grown to absolutely despise.
Who's the so-called influencer who did the prank?
No, anyway, this is general public on Reddit
Okay.
saying if you see someone who does pranks on the internet, it's a red flag. Don't go near them. Fuck those people.
Yeah, they're absolute scum. Yeah.
And yeah, and so then anyway, they expand onto it, and I totally agree. I also absolutely despise double it, give it to the next guy. Fucking hate those people. They
I like
go-
the
I
people who
hate
take
them
the piss
people.
out of that, though. I saw a guy being like, he had a slice of pizza where he's like, I'll half it and give it to the next person. It got to a point where he's like, I got 1/64 of a slice of pizza. He's got like this tiny little pepperoni. He's like, do you want it? Or
The
should I
best
half it and
one-
give it to the next person?
The best one I saw was guys like, yo, $2 or double it, give it to the next guy. The guy's like, I'll take $2. It's so dumb. Fucking hate it. And so I saw one today, and it was a TikTok, and it was named "When You Know You've Been on TikTok Too Long." And like, there's this girl, she's walking along, and then guy stops her, and she goes, "Oh, double it, give it to the next guy." They're like, no, I need to know where the bus is. And he's like, "Oh, I pay $360 for rent." And they're like, no, I'm looking for a bus stop. She's like, "Oh, I'll take the mystery box." Like, no, I don't. I'm not interested. She goes, "Oh, okay. So you're homeless. I'll take you and get you some food." And she hit every one of those fucking stupid trends that I hate so much. It's so annoying. Oh man, I hate them
Well,
all.
the people, I like the ones where people get asked what music they're listening to, though, because usually like it might be like a genuinely a good video.
I don't see any of them that are genuine anymore. They're all just memes.
Oh, well, I used to see the genuine ones. They were pretty good. I don't like the ones where the people go, I'll show you my apartment. This is how much I rent it for one. Because the guys who do this always go, can I sit on your bed? And then they sit on these people's beds in their outside
It's all
clothes.
fake. It's all fake.
I know that's fake and they have permission or whatever, but somebody's outside clothes on somebody else's bed. Like, it's disgusting. Go away.
It's all fake. It's all bullshit, and it's like I'm sure it was genuine at some point, but the influencers and the people playing to the algorithm have taken over, and they're just making out of it.
Well, they've started to also have like the people who used to do it genuinely. You can tell when they're not doing it genuinely anymore because they have like scripted people they're running into, of course. So they had one of the ladies from Shark Tank. He walks up to. He's like, "Can I see your house?" And she's like, "Yeah," and takes him to her fucking penthouse mansion in Brooklyn, New York.
It's like what was the guy is like, "Yo, man, that's a nice car. What do you do for a living?" And then that's changed now. Like the last few ones he's done is like, "Yo, man, what do you do for a living?" He's like, "Oh, well, I'm Ferrari. I own Ferrari. That's why I drive a Ferrari." It's like, "Oh yeah, okay. You happen to find the Mr. Alphonse Ferrari driving a fucking Ferrari. Yeah, right. Get out of here. Fuck off."
Something that's important to do when you have kids, I think, raising them in this age of the internet that's coming upon us, different from how we were raised. You're gonna have to just start telling them, don't believe anything that you see on the internet at all.
Pretty much.
Really stress that.
Especially now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
bullshit.
mean, I like even in the time that I grew up in the internet, like I was
Don't believe a
very
word we're
influenced
saying.
by
We're on
the
the internet. We're all full of shit. That's
yeah.
Only believe us.
only us with the one truth.
The only thing that
speak
is
facts.
true is that guys named Matt who fish are red flags. But otherwise,
I have a
these-
friend
yeah,
named Matt, and we go fishing together.
well, that's a red flag. I'm sorry.
Easy
But
as a
I'm
red
just-
flag.
you just gotta just be careful about what your kids are doing online, because like as somebody who had unrestricted internet access as a young girl on the internet, I went into some bad situations and had picked up bad habits and had bad things formed. So it's not a good time.
One of the comments on here literally says the internet has taken everything that I once loved and turned it into empty shells of a former known amazing digital landscape. I know I'm no longer welcome here.
Yep,
Facts.
that'll pretty much it.
There was one comment in here that I took a little bit of gist. All right, it says I've randomly run into streamers online in some games, and they are so obnoxious.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I
man.
have-
If I have TTV in my name, you better be watching my streams. I tell you.
I'm not gonna like out anybody, but back in like it might have been 2013 when I used to help run one of like the biggest Minecraft servers out there. We did an event where we invited a bunch of like big name Minecraft YouTubers to come and do a live stream of a Hunger Games match, right? Because we were releasing this map for the
Eek
Quarter Quell.
Minecraft.
This was during when Catching Fire was released, Quarter Quell. It was a whole big thing. And some really big names showed up from Minecraft YouTuber back in the day. And they were all cunts. They were all just up themselves to a point where they were like upset that people's pixels were coming near their pixels. So I would hate to bump into them in real life.
I think I
because they
found
would be
Shelby's
absolute
Reddit
cunts.
account. She was the one who wrote this.
Probably. But like, I'm not going to talk shit about them all because one of them ended up dying of COVID a few years ago. So it's
Wow.
kind of bad. And then he had a scandal before that. It was like, it's a whole mess. I'm not going to out anyone by name because it is.
Minecraft streamers and scandals? No way. That's impossible.
Yeah, I know. But like, these are like huge names and yeah, rough people to be around.
Minecraft's a weird community, and I'm not like anyone who's ever streamed Minecraft or like tried to build like any kind of audience with Minecraft. It's such a mixed bag of weird old closeted people and very young children that shouldn't be on the internet yet. And it's mixed together, and it shouldn't be mixed together. Really shouldn't. I've had just weirdest experience ever streaming. I really like Minecraft. I think it's a fantastic game just to chill and vibe on, but I couldn't make it all place.
And modded Minecraft, so good.
Yeah,
It's
modern
such a good
Minecraft's a
platform
different
for
thing.
modding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
different. That's a different scale of things. But yeah, it's good. It's I really enjoy like Stoneblock and Skyblock and that sort of stuff. But just vanilla Minecraft and like playing on Xbox or whatever. It's kind of just a weird community.
Yeah, and people when you were
Wait.
streaming would just immediately jump into the Discord and try and like cause problems. And
Yep.
just
I've
A lot of
never
people got
needed
banned
so
in
many
chat.
mods in my life as I was streaming fucking Minecraft of all
even
things.
Roblox was more tame than the Minecraft people. you know?
Yeah, and like we had that we did all that weird shit in Roblox, and it was totally fun.
Well, we
Just-
talked about people's red flags. So what game is a red flag for people who watch the streams or interact with the community?
Leagues of Legends.
League of Legends, yeah.
Yeah,
League of Legends.
and Valorant. Actually, pretty much anything from Riot Games. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And it's
Overwatch.
not so much like it's not that like the kind of people that like those games is a red flag. It's just that community of people that live in those games, like play Valorant every single day, they're just built different. And yeah, I don't know. They're not my kind of people. Just built different.
I feel that way about the Sims 4 community. Anyway, I shouldn't say too much. I know people in the Sims 4 community. I'm sorry, don't hate me. It's just there's some what?
Nothing. I don't want to talk
You
about
don't want context?
I don't
can
give a shit.
context.
I don't give a shit about Sims. It's like I'm like, hey man, I want to play The Sims one day, and you're like, cool. This is the list of 300 mods you have to install. I'm like, can't I just fucking play the game?
Yeah, people. So the Sims 4 community, the first off, the game is kind of dog shit because I've said this before. The too much DLC that doesn't really add much to the game that you feel like you have to buy. But there's a lot of people in the community who just spread hatred. Right? There's a lot of filth and nasty, rude people out there for a game that's just like a life simulator, like a cutesy life simulator, right? But also like the custom modding side of it. the people who make really realistic mods. So I've mentioned before that there's like the Maxis match that matches the original Maxis Sims 4 art style and looks like cartoony and cool. Then there's the people who go the complete other end and make their characters look like real people and like go super full detail, super high polygon. But then there's the people who get like the toddlers and the babies and they put like false eyelashes on them, false nails, like long hair, long extensions, and like
We talked
they
about
dress
this
up.
last week.
Yes, the toddlers and tiaras babies in the Sims 4. Sims 4 community, I'm not a fan. Sorry.
You need to get over it. All right, stop playing The Sims 4 and stop
Wow,
making
I
your toddlers look like tiaras. Okay, it's weird.
Yeah, well, yeah. But otherwise, yes, I think that there are certain communities in gaming that are a bit rough.
I agree, but it's and look, but here's the thing. All right, the internet, and again, we talked about this last week. Right, you do you, and you will find other people that do similar things to you that you get along with, and that's fine. Don't try and like insert yourself into something that you're very uncomfortable with. So, join a community that you think's weird.
Green Flag Games, Subnautica, amazing community. Everyone was really nice to me there. And Stardew Valley community is like poggers.
There you
So,
go. Green Flag Games. Yeah. Okay.
Green Flag.
Yeah, definitely
And
Call of
Hitman, I
Duty.
think it's okay. Yeah, definitely Call of Duty.
I do want to talk about some games because I've been playing some games. I've actually been playing games this week. I know it's crazy. I feel like we should address the elephant in the room first of all. Crime Boss. I can't finish
How
that
are you
game.
Yeah, you're not.
I can't finish that game. That game is fucked. I hate it so much, but I also love it that I'm struggling with it, but I hate it so much. It's almost become one of my most streamed games because I can't finish it.
Are you going to keep trying? Because you said the other day you were going to uninstall.
We're not talking to each other. We're separated. Me and Crime Boss.
Having a bit of a break.
A little bit of a break. Crime Boss has got to stay at their parents' place for a little bit. For those who don't know, Crime Boss is basically Payday. It's Payday 2.5, and the main character, the boss man that you play, if you die, you have to start again from scratch, which is fine. Like that's cool. It's like a what do you call it? Like a Metroid
Gameplay loop mechanic for difficulty.
Yeah, it's a Metroidvania kind of thing where you get a little bit better, like you get a bit more powerful each time, and you're just doing the gameplay loop. Totally fine. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna overpower myself so that when I get to these missions, I cannot lose. Turns out, if you take too long, Sheriff Norris, who's played by Chuck Norris, comes and he fucks your shit.
Oh.
And that's what happened. I was sitting at 85% complete. I'm like, tomorrow we take the last few pieces of land and we're done. And then it's like Chuck Norris is raiding your shit right now. And because I didn't have enough money to buy a second or a backup pad, I had to fight my way out against Chuck Norris and he killed me. And then I had to start again. And that was an easily probably 8-9 hour run that just disappeared and had to start again.
That's painful.
Yeah, that is painful, man.
That's actually that's mean.
It's hardcore mode. It's fair income hardcore mode, and I love it, but I hate it because I deserve to win. I've played it enough where I deserve to win because I've easily put 30, 40, 50 hours into that game now. I deserve to win. I deserve a win, and it's not giving it to me. So anyway, we're not talking at the moment. We were on a break, me and Crime Boss. Might bring it back one day. I don't know. We'll see. It's just fucked. Yeah, it. Thanks. I can see Smeech is saying that it's my fault for taking on Chuck Norris. Do you know when you die and you have to reset and the game breaks your heart? Chuck Norris has a cutscene where he goes, "You just got chucked."
Rubs it in your face.
It's so fucked. It makes me so angry. But anyway, so another game that came out this week, Advanced Wars, has finally come out on the Switch after being delayed a year because Nintendo didn't want to believe that wars actually exist, and they didn't want to, they didn't want to bring it out when there was wars going on, and it's just wars still going on, but they brought it out anyway now. I've easily put in 12 to 15 hours already into that game. It's not a game. I don't think it's a game I could stream because like it's turn-based tactics, right?
Is it?
It is. It can be. But there's no, like, you don't get better. Like, you don't get better troops. It's scenarios. You got to play it out no matter what. And there was one scenario I was playing last night. So this is. Let me paint you a picture. I started watching The Bear on Disney Plus, which is a drama about a restaurant that keeps popping up in my TikTok feed. So I'm like, fuck, I'm just gonna watch the whole thing because I basically watched it all on TikTok anyway. So I turned that on, watching that, and I'm playing fucking Advanced Wars. And this particular map it's a race to capture all the buildings. Whoever captures all of them and like has the most buildings when they're all captured, that's it. I got into a stalemate where we both had exactly 10 buildings each, and we're fighting over one building, but we all had the same amount of money, so we're both making the same amount of troops and attacking each other the whole time. That for 5 episodes of The Bear, I was still playing this one fucking map. I got to like 47 turns. And I'm like, this would be an entire stream if I was streaming this one fucking map. It wasn't entertaining. I was so angry because I'm like, I would build a man, he would build a man. I'd shoot his man, he would shoot my man. I would build a man, he would build a man. That was it. We did that for ages, to the point where I just went fucking, I'm like, that's it. I'm just going to build overpowered troops, hold back and just snipe them for ages until I had so many troops they could not stop me. But it's like, it would have been it would have been 4 hours for one mission in that game. And I'm like, I'm enjoying it. But this is not entertaining. I couldn't entertain people for 4 hours of me doing the same thing over and over again. And the Bear TV show was pretty good as well. Which I watched the entire thing in one sitting. It was pretty good. The other game that I've been playing, which I reached out to my friends at PlayOn who sent me a code for Dead Island 2. Loving it. It's a great game. I can see like some people got some gripes, and I can sort of see the gripes to it and stuff like that. We tried to play co-op and didn't want to work with us on day one, which is fine. It happens. But let me paint you. All right, I got a brief history on Dead Island 2, and this is why it makes it so fucking interesting, right? So everyone knows Dead Island 1 and Riptide, which came out in like 2012, 2013, PS3 games, Xbox 360, PC. And then they got remade in like, I think it's 2014 and 2015. They got ported over to a new engine and re-released on PC. So the old version's gone, right? They announced Dead Island 2 in 2014. So nearly 9 years. It took 9 years for this game to come out. Now, I don't know what happened, but this is like, I feel like there's got to be like an internet historian or something to explain this shit. But announced in 2014, the game was to undergoes a difficult development period due to multiple changes with studios. Jaeger Development was originally hired to develop Dead Island 2 in 2012, but then was removed in 2015, replaced with Sumo Digital, who was removed in 2018, and then was replaced with Dambuster, who is an internal studio for Deep Silver, who owns the rights to it, in 2019. They've made Dead Island 2 3 times now. They just keep going, this sucks, you're fired, next person, please.
So now they're happy with it, I guess.
Well, the engine itself and like the game itself, it's next level. Like it is a next gen. It is a very powerful game and very, very well thought out kind of engine. So it's elemental stuff. Like you can literally just grab a hose, spray someone with water, throw a battery at them, and watch them fry. And like any way you like, it's completely sandboxed. You can do it any way. You can spray oil on them, light them on fire. You can it's like you can do all the stuff. You hit them if you hit them in the arm, it'll take a chunk of flesh out of their arm. You hit them in the leg, takes their leg off. You know, it's completely sandboxed and everything else. The only complaint that I would have is that there's no real resemblance of a story. Like, I think there is a story there, but you're too busy beating the living shit out of zombies and laughing about it that you're not paying attention to what they're trying to tell you. Which is like, there's this whole thing about a zombie outbreak 10 years past the first game. You know, it's a stronger variant that's taken over LA. And also, so many people are like, yo, man, check out, I'm playing Dead Island 2. Welcome to Hella. It's not Hella. It's not Hella.
I didn't know.
It's Hella. Like, instead of L-A, Hella.
Hella.
Hell-A. Not Hella. Hella. That's what it is. That's the marketing. So many people are like, yo, man, welcome to Hella. It's like, no, Hella. It's Hella. It's meant to be, it's a play on L-A. Oh my God. It's so frustrating. But yeah, so I've played like, 5 hours or something into it at the moment. And co-op's working now, so we're probably going to go back and screw around and do that. It's not an easy game. And it has got weapon degradation, whatever you call it. Excuse me. Yeah, that's the word. And that's annoying. And like, yeah. You die a lot.
At least you can kick. That's all you need.
You can jump kick. You can fly kick
yeah,
motherfuckers. You can Liu Kang motherfuckers into the sky. It's great. so good. Man, like they removed it. It used to be that you knock a zombie on their ass and just kick the living shit out of them while they're on the ground. That was like the old meta. Now it's like you just run up to them where they're not looking. You fucking fly kick them into a pond and then throw a car battery in after them. That's how you get rid of them in this game.
Nice.
It's so fucking just mental. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. The only negative that I would put on it is they need a killer soundtrack. Like they need some zombie tunes. Like you should be able to like chuck a Walkman on or whatever, just be tuning out while you're bashing zombies. Like it's like GTA radio. That's what they need to add to it. And then I reckon it'd be a perfect game. People will just play it all day, every day, bashing zombies. It's like there's all this like atmospheric, like it's a bit dark and a bit scary and whatever. It's like. It's not scary because I'm just going to smack this guy with this piece of wood that I found on the ground. It's not, they're not scary. Fucking bash them. Anyway, I'm really enjoying it. And that's going to be my game this week. I'm going to be playing a lot of Dead Island 2 until I finish it. I'm not sure how big the game is. I think I played it, 5-6 hours or something, and it's like 15%.
Yeah, 18%.
There you go, 18%.
Yeah. So you got a while to go.
Yeah.
I mean,
A
I
lot of
think it
zombies
also
to
depends.
kill.
Yeah, I think it depends on the speed as well because Crit was playing for about as long as you are, and he was only on like 14%. So
Yeah, and and he said I took off and went sped off ahead of him, but I spent a good hour trying to bring an inflatable flamingo throughout the whole game with me.
you're a speed runner.
So I get
Hell
speed
yeah.
slasher. I think I've killed 80 zombies. It keeps track of everything. Like it's all stats, so it's very cool. What I think what will happen is they will bring out some DLC and stuff now that the game's out and it's making money and whatever, that they will bring out some DLC that will really define this game. Like, I feel like the engine and everything's there. They just need to make some cool concepts out of it now and really just float it, which there might be more towards the end of the game. I know that in the first Dead Island, a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, you go to that hotel resort and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, okay, you do that for a third of the game. But you also spend a third of the game in the sewers, and it's a fucking nightmare. But no one ever talks about that at Dead Island. No one ever mentions the shit last third of the game. We're just in sewers all the time. So who knows with this one? At the moment, it's just all been Hollywood Hills. It's beating the crap out of people, which I'm enjoying. So it's going to be me for the rest of the week, really.
I've just been watching. I watched the Weird Al Yankovic movie.
I hated it.
That was great. You hated it? Why'd you
Yeah.
hate it?
Why? Because it's all bullshit.
Well, that's the point.
I know. That's why I hate it.
I liked it because it was a bit funny, a bit camp, and it was just kind of silly. I like Daniel Radcliffe. I think he adds a lot to everything.
I've met Daniel Radcliffe. He's a good bloke. Met him
He's a
at
good bloke.
a surfing movie, and I was at his premiere by accident.
Yeah.
Talked about it. Anyway, the movie's horrible. I hate it because it's like it's played out as this whole story of Weird Al, but then it's like this is what Weird Al would tell you as a story if he was high on fucking mushrooms because it makes no
exactly
sense.
Yep.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, spoiler for anyone who actually gives a shit about this movie. But he kills Pablo Escobar to save Madonna, and then Madonna becomes the new Pablo Escobar, and then takes him out at an award ceremony.
He's assassinated.
What a plot.
What a plot! That's how Weird Al happened, apparently.
Yeah.
And then Weird Al came out. He said he's spoken to Madonna for maybe 40 seconds in his entire life.
That's pretty good. And I've watched Jury Duty. I think we talked about it briefly maybe last week. But
Yeah, final episode aired. The
episode
curtains were revealed, and they we got a peek behind the curtains. They got
a top bloke for that though. I just
They did.
want to say it.
They
Top
did.
bloke. Poor Ronald.
so funny. It's so funny. Like for those, all right, it's not really spoilers, but we need to talk about a couple of things, all right? Because basically the way it was is they had these spreadsheets where they're like, these are the story beats, but all the like words and everything weren't scripted. It was all improv, right? There was the one where James Marston was like had the script, and then he invites him to he goes to this guy's hotel room. The guy is the real person. He doesn't know it's all fake. And he's like, I need to run through these lines with you, blah, blah, blah. And then there's a moment where he goes and uses the toilet. And then he's like, oh, I kind of broke your toilet. Don't go in there. And they literally sculpted this massive turd that's sticking out of the bowl. It's so big. And then James Marston's like, yo, man, you can't let them know that was me because like the paparazzi will get a hold of it and stuff like that. And the guy owns up to putting this huge turd in the toilet. It's just inhuman.
He's so nice.
He's so nice. He's so good as well.
So nice. And oh man, and at the end of it, like when they because they did this whole thing where they break it down of all the bits where they won and all the bits that they lost, and like there was one time where the bailiff mentioned the wrong name. They mentioned the actress's name instead of the name of her character. And he's like, who are you talking about? There's no one here called that. And everyone just sort of shrugged it off and like they covered it all up and whatever. And it's like, that was a close one, And they were talking about moments that they thought that he was going to be like, he was done, like he would just walk out and stuff like that. And it's like they have like a surprise birthday party that James Marsden destroys. And he was like he was clearly pissed off by the whole situation. And James Marsden's like, I thought that was it. I thought we crossed the line. He was going to fucking walk out. Nah, he stuck through the whole thing. It's so good watching it from start to end and seeing all the ways that things...
And how they had like multiple different like scripts basically ready depending on his reaction to different situations. Like they were ready, but also like the improv was great. So there was a section where where one of the girls accidentally says like the wrong person's name instead of the actress's character.
That's what I just said, yeah.
Yeah. That whole thing is just... It's such a great setup, and I love
just the reactions of like the other actors when they see like someone improving, you see like a little smile on their face.
So they wrote into the script that he was one of the guys who were going to try and get out of jury duty by acting racist, and then they're like, "Nah, we're not going to do it. That's not going to fit in." And then he asked the guy who's not an actor, he's like, man, do you know any ways to get out of this? He's like, yeah, I saw in Family Guy, if you act racist, you can get out of it. They're like, it's back in the script, boys. Let's go.
Made me laugh.
Oh, so funny. And then I saw an interview today, and they were talking about, so there's that one guy who loves tech, and he wants to do like tech enhancements to make the,
cybernetics
and stuff like that. And then he gets a copy of Bug's Life to show him what it's like when in a Bug's Life he's trying to introduce all these technologies and stuff like that. Completely not planned. They said in an interview today, it just happened that a Bug's Life DVD was in the hotel that they were staying at. That's it. It was not part of the plan. Completely just random. I'm like, it's such a funny moment.
They put their hotel rooms adjacent because they wanted the cybernetic guy to creep him out, to make him uncomfortable. But instead, he just takes him under his wing, and it's just like
just
trying
so
to
nice
make this
to
guy feel good.
So this is maybe a minor spoiler for fucking people that haven't seen it yet. But then there's the bit where the guy who's like wants to have intercourse, but he doesn't want to have intercourse, and he's like, "Yo, man, I've heard of this thing. I've heard this called soaking, where if let's say that I was inside her, and then there was an earthquake or something, that's not my fault, if that happens." And then he basically asks if the guy who's the actor, not the actor, sorry, the normal guy, if he'll come and jump on the bed so they can have intercourse without having intercourse. And he's like, "I'll do anything, but I won't do that." So then James Marsden's like, "I'll do it."
He recorded like a funny video of him doing it.
And then at the very end of the whole show, he's like, "Oh man, I'm so annoyed that this is all fake because I was going to tell so many people about that intercourse thing."
Yeah, it's really good. It's on Amazon Prime, so you should definitely watch it. So
absolutely,
good.
yeah. It was a very funny, very wholesome watch, which we don't get many of those at the moment. So it's that time of the week where we talk about how fantastic all the towns are. Will it be a Queensland clean sweep once again?
No, it's like
Port
it's a
Pirie
big
back.
Mix. Well, funny you say that. Number 10 is Port Pirie still shit. It's
still shit. It's back.
Still
It's
shit.
back, baby. Shit Towns Australia, top 10 shit towns of the week. So let's go. Number 9 is Dubbo, New South Wales. 58-year-old suspended learner driver in unregistered and uninsured car tests positive for alcohol, cannabis, and meth.
That's a trifecta.
God damn. God damn. Okay.
He was really ticking off that bingo card. Number 8 is Townsville, Queensland. Why is Townsville always on this list?
It's a shit
5
town.
kids aged 13 to 16 were arrested after a stolen car smashed into a parked vehicle and 2 cop cars.
And 2 cop cars.
They always manage to
How old were they?
Cop car. 13 to 16, and there was 5 of them.
I thought you were going to say 6.
Yeah, they just want to do hood rat shit.
Hood rat shit. Yeah, that's it.
Fucking probably Eshays. They probably got red shoes on. Next up is Bathurst, New South Wales. Number 7. Drunk Gronk in G-string trashes rented apartment, throws wheelie bin and dildo at cars, and tries to bite cops.
Okay.
Somebody
That's-
went on a bit of a substance-induced mess, I think.
I just happen to have a wheelie bin and a
In
dildo.
his pink thong.
And a G-string, yeah.
Okay. Yep. All right. No further
In
questions.
Rockhampton, Queensland, number 6, a heavily pregnant girl was among 3 teenagers arrested for ram raids.
Jesus Christ.
A heavily pregnant teen ram raiding and doing up to criminal no goods, I guess.
Okay.
Number 5 is Alice Springs, Northern Territory. 5-ton excavator was stolen from a work site, which I don't think that's
5 tons.
5-ton, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what was it?
5-ton excavator was stolen.
I just picture like one of those big fucking excavators that are bigger than a road.
That
Just
was quite small. I googled
The
it.
ones at
Quite
the
small.
mines?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah.
5 tons though. That's a lot.
Mm.
Anyway.
In 4 is Yeppoon, Queensland. A woman
Yeppoon.
stole a car with a baby inside, returned the baby, then ran over 2 bystanders while stealing the car a second time.
I saw this. Yeah.
That's nuts.
That shoots just off her head. There's nothing
yeah.
else to it.
That's
really.
like most of the people on this list. Hobart, Tasmania is number 3.
That's a
Car rams a police station, escapes before the cops can attend.
What?
Somehow. Elderly woman hospitalized after being struck by a can of soft drink thrown by a 13-year-old. And drunk grub fined for pissing on the floor of Macca's. What is it with the teenagers this week? A lot of this is teenage stuff.
School holidays.
Yeah, school holidays. They're bored. And they're all out in force.
Stay in
Wow.
school, kids, so you don't have to deal with this.
During school holidays too.
Number 2 is Melbourne, Victoria.
Oh no.
Psycho mows down a cyclist in a hit and run. A deer breaks into a house and gets stuck, which I saw that one.
I saw the deer one. Yeah.
Yep. Woman flashes tits and bums at girls on a school trip. And then last one is Shitropolis, Melbourne, is now Australia's biggest city, but only if you factor in Melton.
Yeah.
So Melton is now part of Melbourne, and that makes it the biggest city.
I did see that. That's concerning. It's too many
That's
people.
concerning.
Fuck off. Leave my city. There's too many
Yeah.
people here.
Number 1, though, is Sydney, New South Wales. Teenage drop kicks destroy a school and kill hundreds of marine creatures. Shitropolis loses status as Australia's biggest city. Yeah.
Damn.
I didn't know
Wow.
about the kids killing hundreds of marine creatures thing. I can see the article. So teenagers are torn apart at Sydney High School during a 2-hour rampage that caused extensive damage. They broke in at around 3 a.m. on Sunday morning across several campuses. Blah, blah, blah. So they killed a bunch of like science room creatures. So they had like
Why?
axolotls and stuff.
Why?
They destroyed 30 computer monitors.
Why?
They
Yeah, does it
killed
say
fish,
why?
snails, yabbies, aquatic plants. They just targeted them. They just said they stole 2 axolotls, olive and mango, but then they were dumped in a laneway and they were injured. Barely
Why?
alive, but they've been rescued.
Is
Because
it like
people are
activism,
terrible.
or is it just like people
No,
are just
these
fucking stupid?
These kids are just on a rampage.
They're
for
just
fun.
stupid.
Just
Yeah.
stupid. Okay.
They smashed 32 tanks of marine creatures.
Obviously, they got caught.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Ah,
Hell
good.
yeah.
Fucking good on 'em.
Community members found the axolotls and were taking care of them. And,
Nice.
That's so just dumb. It's like this makes no sense.
It's just pointless.
I don't
Yeah.
understand kids.
Like I can understand like if you want to throw a dildo at someone, it's kind of funny, all right? But like break into a school and kill animals, that's not funny at all. What's the point? There's no winners in that scenario. There's some winners when you throw a dildo.
I don't think they've caught the people, actually. They have security footage, but the teenagers haven't been caught. So
Oh well,
they're still
they'll
out there.
get they'll
Does
get
it say
caught.
where
though.
was it in Sydney?
Yeah, Sydney. It
I'm
was
going on a
at,
hunt.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
going
yeah.
hunting. I'm going
So
to the
it
age
was
of 47.
Sydney Secondary College, Balmain, and Leichhardt campuses.
There's no way that like no kids are gonna know which kids did that. Like, it's just they don't know out of that eventually.
They might not go to the school, I think, and people are posting on Facebook the footage to try and find out.
They definitely go to the school. How else do they know where to go?
How
and
do you
it?
know? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
there's no
also
way.
What
broke
room
into
to
the
go
bike
to?
shed and stole bikes, apparently.
Anyway, it's a true story, right? I broke into a high school when I was out of high school, Not to kill anything or break anything, but we were doing this whole thing where we were relaunching what was like a student newspaper, and it had been dead for years. And the guy that was like running the youth organization at the time was a real fucking hippie. He's like, fight the man, Woodstock, yo, kind of just fucking off his head all the time. He's like, we're going to poster this town so everyone knows that this fucking paper's coming back. And he's like, oh, we should go like poster all the schools and shit. And I got to tell you from first-hand experience, it's fucking easy to break into a school that you once went to. And like we got in, we posted everything, man. Everything. And like there were security guards. It was like fucking Metal Gear Solid in that bitch. Like we knew where they were coming. We knew which hallways to duck down and which doors we can get in. Shit. It was fun.
Anyway, don't arrest him, please. Yeah.
No, you can't.
Just admitting to it.
This is not even the best bit of the story, right? So we hit 4 schools, right? We ran into security once. They never got caught or anything like that. We did nothing but put up posters just on all the message boards and like on windows and shit like that. The next day, I had to go to one of those schools to do like a speech at their assembly, just like as a community leader thing. So I was like walking down this hallway, and there was just posters either side all the way down this hallway. And I'm like, wow, what's these posters mean? Yeah, it was so funny. And I was just, I was watching.
But like guerrilla marketing.
Yeah, that's literally what it was. It was guerrilla marketing. And the guy that was running the place just lived in the 60s and never left. And that was it. He's like, yeah, man, this is how we did it in Woodstock, yo. And I'm like, all right, we'll go it. Why not? Fucking,
Oh yeah.
We're just kids. We don't know what we're doing. But yeah, so to like shit like that happens. Like it's definitely someone who's been to that school at the very least. So,
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
I've done that once.
Like, yeah.
Went into our canteen. It was great.
Oh yeah, I did
Did
that
you-
once.
Took
Did
their
you take
ice
food or
creams. And,
something?
yeah, I took ice creams,
Oh my
chocolates.
God.
Like our freezer at home was just full of ice creams, and like my drawers were just full of chocolate.
Yeah,
I-
Get him.
That my old man was giving them to my brothers for their like lunches.
That's ironic.
I did it once, but I took roll-ups. That's all I took. I just wanted those roll-ups.
You know
can
how
buy 'em.
expensive roll-ups are these days?
They're not. They weren't like the ones you get at the supermarket. They were like thinner and longer and.
Have you seen
tasted
that
better.
trend that's going around with the
frozen
fucking
roll-ups?
ice cream? Yeah, I want to try it.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
nice. I had we go to like frozen yogurt places. It's like a weird thing we have. We like frozen yogurt. Anyway, we go to one, and I've been adding sour straps to my frozen yogurt.
People have
just,
been
like,
freezing them too.
Yeah, because they get really, really crispy when you get them cold. So I bury it in the frozen yogurt, and then I'm like snapping it off to
So
eat it. It's good.
The only thing is that I've been told that roll-ups are like a no-no for me because I've got like the fake teeth that like the fillings and shit. Like it's like that's the thing that will fuck your teeth is like trying to chew through a fucking roll-up, stuff like that. But yeah, I saw the frozen roll-up trend because there was some American who did it. It's always the Americans who froze it, and then like they just popped it out of the packet and just started crunching into it. And then everyone in the comments is like, there's like plastic in the middle of that, right? Like there's plastic it's rolled up on. Like you're eating plastic, woman.
I think they had a different one in America.
Yeah.
No,
She's
it'd
like,
be the same, wouldn't it?
no, she swears that they're different, but the comments were just arguing with it constantly. I'm like,
Yeah.
it'd be so funny if she's like opened up the next
She
one
had
and
to
gone,
post,
oh
like-
yeah.
She had to post like evidence videos of her like unwrapping them, and there was no plastic inside and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
people were really mad about it.
Anyway, let's talk about a couple lighter things because we did get to a few events and stuff this week. Let's talk about Star Wars first of all.
The Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian's done, and when I think more done in more ways than one. I think it's the end of that Mando arc, I guess. For those who have watched it, it's pretty. They've got a nice little touch-off point where they can revisit if they want to, but they could also just leave it as a happy ever after kind of moment for the series. A lot of people were speculating about some big shit happening, but obviously it wasn't that big. It was just kind of TV big, I guess. Like they did everything that they needed to do. They didn't go and fucking destroy the world. The concept and stuff like that. But the coolest thing is that we managed to get ourselves an invite to an event in the city, which was like to go to a Star Wars event to watch the final episode. It was to kind of coincide with Katie Stackoff, who plays Bo-Katan in the show, was going to be in town for Supernova, which is on this weekend. And she was also going to be at this premiere, but unfortunately she had to back out due to family commitments. Doesn't matter. It's like a fucking kid in the candy shop. It was the coolest thing ever. Like we went in there, there was a queue. There was that many people to get there. And there was fucking go pose with fucking Mandalorians, the
501st
stormtroopers. There was
cosplayers.
fucking 501st was there. They had fucking Kylo Ren was there. They had the fucking droids were there. There's just bloody lightsabers and people everywhere and all fandom shit. It was so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They went
so it's
all
just
out.
it was all out. It was just so much Star Wars stuff, and it was so cool. And they decked out the entire. It's probably one of the most decked out I've seen that area, or any film preview or anything. And it's just for a show of one episode. Well, they showed 2 episodes, but yeah.
I wasn't expecting much as well when we actually walked into the
I
cinema
thought maybe
itself to sit down, right? But then
I thought maybe they normally have like a big poster and you can like pose in front of it and take a picture or whatever. They had a big poster and they had 50 cosplayers. And it's like, here, have a fucking here's the whole cast of the Star Wars franchise here in cosplay. Would you like to get a fucking photo with it? And it's like, this is so cool. Man, it's just like
I just meant like after seeing all the stuff outside, I was like, okay, there won't be much inside. We'll just go straight in and watch the thing. But then on everyone's seats, there was water and popcorn and a figurine.
A figurine was cool. Yeah, that's just, it was very cool. And like the Star Wars fandom and that Star Wars community, like they know how to fucking put on a show. And like, you never go to one of these things and it's like everyone's just so into Star Wars and loving it. Like it's just everyone's just happy to be there, really. It's such a positive vibe. So that was a really cool event, and I really dug this season of The Mandalorian. I know some people kind of felt like it was like too much maybe going on and not enough Mandalorian like in its like original state where he's like just the bounty hunter. But they kind of scratched so many story threads. They had to start tying some off because there was a lot going on, which I think they did a good job of tying most of it off. And
I think so. I think it was great.
Some very cool moments, particularly in those last 2 episodes, was just
very heartfelt moments as well.
Yeah,
it's good.
A lot of cool stuff there. Really cool, keen for Ahsoka, which is next, which is kind of like I think the next arc in this whole thing. But yeah, that's good. You know what? I think at the moment, Star Wars is just carrying the game compared to Marvel, which is just kind of hooked at the moment. I don't know.
Their attentions have shifted. You can tell Disney's attentions have shifted to pushing Star Wars more, that people are fatigued from the MCU. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
too many superheroes.
Too many.
Too many superheroes. Not enough Jedi. Too many Lost Jedi.
They were rushing out a lot of stuff that was like low quality because they were just pushing it. So glad they're
the exception is Guardians of the Galaxy, which so let's paint a picture, right? So you got James Gunn, who honestly he doesn't miss. All right, James Gunn doesn't miss. Just fucking he knows what he wants to do and he fucking does it.
And that's it.
and we like what he does. So no, there's no losers. So Guardians of the Galaxy is fantastic, but it is the end of that. But once that's gone, the next is the Marvels. Marvels is the most disliked film trailer on the internet at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be good.
It's like I looked at it and went, looks like another Marvel movie. It's not that bad.
It just looked generic, but I think
doesn't matter. The hate train is so hard right now. It's got the biggest hard on for disliking that into oblivion. It's just like that's why they took the dislike buttons away, guys. They didn't want people to see how many dislikes. But there's ways to see still, and it is the most disliked Marvel movie ever. So yeah, and like it's honestly, people are making arguments for why it's going to be bad, and I kind of can see all of that. But also, I don't think it was going to be good. Just going to be another movie, so I don't know why people are getting
neutral about it. Just neutral.
I don't want. It's not worth getting upset about, honestly. Yeah. It's just going to be another movie. You're going to go see it anyway, and then bitch about it. So what are you talking about?
Oh yeah, they're definitely still going to give Marvel their money.
In other film news, Mario movie is now the most highest grossing video game movie ever. It was Warcraft. That's gone to oblivion now. It's now become like the critics. It's the news now is that critics had no fucking idea what they were looking at. Basically, what it comes down to.
Oh, absolutely.
They reviewed it to shit, and then the kids are like, "Fuck yeah, I love it. It's good." It's like, oh, okay, yeah, it's fun.
Well, we talked about how like Rotten Tomatoes and critics on Rotten Tomatoes and things like that. It can't be trusted to have a good opinion about anything anymore.
Yes, but it's highlighting it. This is the thing. It's starting to become more of a topic of, hey, maybe we need to look at different metrics to gauge whether a movie. Look, that's the thing, right? The movie's probably not like as a movie. Like if you went and studied it from a film point of view, you probably wouldn't like the Mario movie. But fucking 10-year-old me would have watched that shit 6 times a day easily. Yeah. And then told everyone about it. You know, it's like. Just really like, look at the, it's made for that younger demographic, and it nails every single point for a younger demographic. So it's good.
Yeah, the kids love it.
Yeah. So on the other end of the scale, I got invited to go see the new Evil Dead movie. And I mean, this is the other end of the scale.
I chose not to go.
I haven't gone to a cinema to see a horror movie in a long time. And Evil Dead, like, there's always the tropes that Evil Dead has always done. And I'm like, I thought Evil Dead was kind of done. So what is, like, how are they revisiting it? Anyway, it's good. Like, in terms of movies, it's good. In terms of, holy shit, have they figured out ways to be more gruesome and shocking? Fuck me. My God. I was concerned when I went in there and there was like the marketing people and stuff like that. It's like, yo, man, make sure you use the hashtags with the cheese grater. I'm like, cheese grater? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, cheese grater. I'm like, what does the cheese grater got
Is
to
that
do
when
with
you
this
walked
movie?
into the movie?
Yeah, as I was walking into it, I'm like, what does the cheese grater have to do with the movie? And everyone was just like giggling and stuff like that. I'm like, no, tell me what the cheese grater means. At one point, someone grates someone's leg.
Oh,
cringe.
And I'm not going to give give away who does what to where, but they don't cut away enough, not quick enough. Nope. But that's not even the worst bit. There's so much shit in there, and the whole thing, the whole movie, and it's not really a spoiler or anything like that. The whole thing is like they read a book they shouldn't read, which is like the Book of the Dead, and then it possesses someone, and then that someone who is the mommy in the fucking movie just goes on a fucking murder spree in this apartment building, which has all these other fucking spooky shit happening at the same time. Yeah. That's the whole movie, really. And they just find more and more creative ways to find all these like, it's like some of it is so gruesome that the audience was just laughing at how fucked up this shit is, and I'm like, you guys are all twisted. Oh it's not a spoiler, but I just need to talk about this one particular moment, which the audience was all about it. I was fucking horrified, right? She jumps onto this guy, like, all possessed and shit. And if you don't like queasy stuff, maybe just block your ears for 1 minute. She bites the guy's eye, like the eye socket, sucks the eye out of the eye socket, then she spits it out and goes into this other guy who starts choking on the eyeball.
Yeah.
It's like, what's going on? What am I watching?
Anyway, so obviously
Imagine coming up with that scene.
Imagine filming that scene. That you like read the script. Like, so this I choke on an eyeball? Is that? For her point of view, it's like, okay, so I'm sucking the guy's eyeball out now. Anyway, it's great. It's got the Evil Dead tropes, which is the getting covered head to toe in blood throughout the movie, so you're almost completely like red silhouettes running around. There's definitely chainsaws involved. There's chopping up people with different sorts of machinery involved. There's shotguns involved. They hit everything in there. And I'm not going to say what it is, but I mentioned it to Shelby. But there is another bit in there that I haven't mentioned, which is so much worse than everything I've already mentioned, where I had to cover my eyes and ears and went, nah, I'm good. I'm out. I'm done. I can't see this movie. But it reminded me of those fantastic, like, when I was growing up, we used to go, like, when people had their birthday parties and they wanted to, like, go see a horror film. You go see, like, the midnight screening and stuff like that. Fucking perfect for that. Like, a heap of friends all sit down and then pick on whoever fucking squeals halfway through the movie. It's perfect for that stuff. It was really good. Really good. I enjoyed it, even though I hate horror movies. I really enjoyed the movie. It was fucking hilarious. But fucking hell, the special effects, man. These guys, they gotten too powerful. They gotten way too powerful. I think probably the most cleanest and also the fucking worst special effects. And it's in the opening scene, so it's not really a spoiler, okay? But there's like a spin-off sort of story going, like a B plot. And this girl gets possessed and she's like talking nonsense. And this other girl's like trying to calm her down. And she turns around, she grabs her by like her like ponytail, and she just goes rip and takes all her hair off. And it's
oh my God, no!
It just happens. And like it's no cutaway, there's nothing like that. I'm like, holy shit. It's like, I didn't know that looked like that.
Oh my God. I have anytime that somebody talks about getting scalped, my scalp itches. I start to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, you know what? I felt the entire room felt that way. Like it was everyone like, ooh. It's like, no. So it was an experience. definitely not if you live alone in an apartment, an old apartment, or have any sort of power issues in your apartment. Do not watch this movie alone. Probably go to a cinema where there's people. It's probably safer for everyone. So, yeah.
I love a good horror movie.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, it was good. Like it was good though. Like in terms of like movies, they didn't try to overcomplicate it. It was just like we're gonna set up a scenario where we can do a heap of fucked up shit, and we're gonna see your reaction. That's it.
That's what
No,
the fans
no.
want.
No overthinking it, nothing like that. It's just it was good. So I was surprised that they invited me because I don't really have that. Like I don't have horror on my card anywhere. But I was like, I'm gonna go check it out because people have been saying good things, and
And I
yeah.
stayed home,
Probably for the best.
probably for the best.
Be having nightmares for weeks.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like I said, it's like I wouldn't watch it alone in my house, an apartment, or anything like that. You'd hear noises and you'd be like, okay, it's happening. It's happening.
Well, we have like you said, they read like a spell book and got possessed. You know, I've got a spell
There
book.
was definitely some witchcraft parallels to more reasons to not bring witchcraft into the house. Yes.
I'm getting the Ouija board.
God.
That's the one thing they tell you not to do.
Hell yeah.
I saw a TikTok someone was saw on a bus. Someone was like wearing a low crop shirt, and on her back she had a Ouija board tattooed.
Yeah, I saw some like the caption of that.
People
Did you
were
see the
taking
caption of that?
captions and making memes about it, and it was like, "Yeah, get
Yeah,
on your stomach,
somebody
bitch! I need to talk to grandma."
Yeah, that was pretty much it. The tattoo was pretty cool though, but yeah, the comments was wild.
Imagine like if you picked up that girl and you got home and she's like, "Yo, I have a Ouija board on my back." Like, get out.
Some people would actually just be like, "Nah, I'm good."
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Out. Get out.
Yeah.
Get out. That's no. It's.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's
That's
so.
funny.
Yeah, no. We are actively investigating doing something ghost related in the future. Turns out there's a lot actually when you start looking, a lot of different stuff.
Gonna
We
do a
just gotta-
ghost hunt.
We're just got to
Oh,
find
yeah.
what's suitable for us, I guess.
And how we would convert it into podcast content.
I think we just need to. I think the experience alone will be enough podcast content. Yeah, but also after seeing Evil Dead, I think I'm good for a little bit. Like, just space it out just a little. That's literally like Ghost Hunt
You don't
gone
wanna
wrong.
get scared. Yeah.
Well,
That is
that-
pretty scary.
You know what the whole point of the movie is, right? Is they shouldn't have read the fucking Ghost book because then once the Ghost book comes out, the Evil Dead Rises, which is the name of the movie,
Yeah.
it follows them home and goes home with them and takes out the family and kills everyone. That is
I'll
the
bring some
argument.
equipment to make sure we don't take them with us. All right.
Yeah.
What? Like you got to draw some salt, or what is it? Is it fucking draw a line in the ground?
Like,
or-
I don't want
it
no
is
ghost
salt and
attaching
it's
to me.
Salt and sigils and like spells. So
Be gone, beast!
Be gone.
The fucking crosses are going, or oh man, it's like it's I don't know. We will do something. I just don't know what it is yet. But that is the actual fear is you find something and it attaches it to you and then away you go because that is basically the plot of that movie. So I don't know if it's like
Have you ever seen Insidious?
yes.
Yeah, that.
Fuck that as well. Yeah,
That's exactly what could happen.
it just reminds me of the people on Reddit and the witchcraft subreddit being like, "Can you guys identify this? I found this in my yard. I think somebody's trying to curse me." And like people actually like leaving like curse jars and like curse poppets around people's houses and stuff. But then some of them is just like, actually, this is a good spell. This is like that they were trying to protect the area, so you're fine.
Why are they
But
trying to
other-
protect the area from what?
in general? But other ones are just like, yeah, you should move. So
Oh man. Again, the whole point of that movie was like they live in an apartment building, and the apartment building is on top of an old bank.
was that too real for you? Because we
And
live on
then-
top of the old facade.
The only reason that we are on an old facade. Thank you very much. I remember what
Yeah.
used to be here, and it used to be like a factory zone. But the thing was that like they lived on an old bank, and then like there's an earthquake, and they opens up a hole, and they can get down to the bank, and there's fucking shit that was sealed in a bank vault, so then no fucker will ever see it again. And then they like, yo man, let's take this, and this will be fun. Like it's the same sort of thing.
Don't
What if we
take
find
stuff from old places? It's a bad idea.
But we don't know what's underneath us. Is my point. Okay. All right. It could happen. It could happen right here. And then you get a Ouija board and you talk to it.
I'll talk to it. We'll make friends.
You're like,
And it pretends to be your grandma.
it's like, yo, can I come in? And you go, yes.
nah, I'd be careful.
You'd be careful.
I'll get a
You'd
Ouija
be
board.
dead. No.
I'll get a Ouija board. I'll prove you wrong. I'll invite a ghost to this podcast.
There's no Ouija board. It's in the house. That
Got
is a
Ouija
rule.
board
No,
on the
it's a
podcast?
rule.
I'm gonna invite a spirit to talk shit to you.
You
I'm gonna
can
get
thank.
a spirit box. I'm gonna get a spirit box and have it talk shit on the podcast.
Not in this house. You're not.
In this house, I will. I'll take the spirit box with us to the ghost
Look.
hunt at the prison.
I'm mindful of time, but I'm just going to say this, all right? The rental market is that fucked. We cannot risk there being a ghost in this house. All right? We're not moving. We can't.
Not
Yeah,
moving.
man,
You're
it's
stuck here with
fucking
it.
so bad.
we go.
Oh, yeah.
You can go Ouija board anywhere else, just not in this house. All right? We need this
All right.
house. This
A
is
Ouija
where we
board
live.
outside.
Ouija boards outside only. So, did you Ouija board at school?
Yeah.
Why?
We did, and I like how, for those who are listening, in the live stream, which is where we're recording this, is one of my school friends, my best friend, who just says that we
Just
Ouija
outing
board
you,
in
yeah.
school.
Yeah, just straight up outing you.
We'd always Ouija board as well with the younger girls, so then they would be more prone to shaking and screaming and getting wild about it. But basically, we wouldn't have a proper Ouija board. We'd just draw on a piece of paper the letters and stuff, and then we would use a coin and put everyone's finger on the coin and move it. And there was always rumors that there was the drama hall where we did all this was haunted by an old drama teacher lady who was a scary old lady and stuff. That was complete bullshit, that part. But the Ouija boarding was interesting. And
Yo,
people got really amped
if
up
you're
about it.
listening, perfect scenario for Evil Dead 2. All right, this is it. It's a bunch of
The drama
schoolgirls
hall.
just fucking raising the dead in the school. That sets it up for all sorts of shenanigans. Let's
I
go.
there was a TikTok I saw where somebody's my sister is currently using a Ouija board at her sleepover. He goes down in the basement, turns off the breaker, turns off all the lights.
Fucking oath.
And
Yeah.
you just hear screaming in the background. It's great. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Oh god. All right, we better wrap things up before fucking we get any crazy ideas about boards or ghosts and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, Shelby, what are you up to this week apart from DreamHack at the end of the week?
I've been sick, so I've been a bit off the content, but you can still follow me on Shell Bunny on Twitch, so I'll be back with streams probably the day before I go to DreamHack, so if you want to chill on the Thursday before, that'll be great. Otherwise, I've been working on my website, pixelnook.net, which has got reviews on there about different stuff I've been watching, and also I've been working on my GTA RP server, so there's that as well.
God damn. Sick but busy.
Fucking busy.
Sick but busy. Sick, but I get hyper focused on my computer on one task, and that's all I do. Because I'm trying to pass time, so until I'm healthy again.
All right. Kane, what are you up to?
Probably still stream Hitman. Also, started playing that Deceive Inc., which is it's a good game. It's fun.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna check it out.
And you can play trios as well, so it's mad. So I've been doing that. Plus, I think this weekend I'm going to this graffiti artist I know. He died a couple months ago, but this well-known documentary guy, whatever you call him, he did a documentary about him. So it's premiere at one of the cinemas in Newtown. So we're gonna go check that out.
Nice.
Nice.
Actually sounds
Yeah.
pretty good.
It was funny because this guy, before he actually died, they're like, "Oh, we'll do your funeral." He goes, "No, because no one's gonna come." Man, so many people went to his
Yeah.
funeral. It was crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm gonna go check this doco out. It should be all right.
Nice. As for me, I probably playing some Dead Island 2, hoping to finish that, and then jumping into Star Wars. It's very appropriate after the Mandalorian finish.
Oh, definitely.
And then new Star Wars game drops at the end of the week, which I've heard is
Yeah.
huge. So that'll be it
Yeah,
for
same.
a little bit, which I'm keen. And then obviously DreamHack, there's a lot going on around DreamHack and stuff like that. But I'm sure by this time next week we'll be able to inform everyone on the shenanigans that happened.
Yeah, if you're at DreamHack and you see us, you can say hi.
Yes, come say hi. Come check out the panel that I'm hosting on Saturday at 2 p.m. on the main stage in front of everyone.
I'm not hosting anything, but you'll probably find me at the Crystal Shop in the Artist Alley because there's a witch shop coming, so I'll be there.
Bloody Shelby managed to get out of everything.
Yeah.
And still gets a creative badge. Whatever.
She's just there for the ride.
She has
Just
to
gotta look
create
pretty.
something.
Oh yeah.
Some
Create
content.
chaos.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. Thanks for everybody for watching. You can come and check us out on Twitch every Sunday night. Otherwise, we're on all major platforms by Monday morning. You can follow us on the Twitter at ZLB Podcast as well. Make sure you do that. And yeah, otherwise, have a great fucking week. We'll see you all again next week.
Have
We
a good one.
survive.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Bye, everybody.